Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 19th lesson. And since we are finishing this book, we are really close to the end. I want to remind you that next book will be the book of reading of the first level of the Madinah curriculum. But those lessons won't be uploaded on this channel, Madi Abu Bilal. Yeah, I will create another channel, as I've said earlier, and those lessons will be uploaded there. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that's it. That's the reminder. And before we get started with this lesson, let's quickly take a look what we learned in the previous lesson. Well, the previous lesson was all about the dual number. As we said, that any language, or maybe almost any language, they have either singular or the plural form. But the Arabic language, it's a bit different. It has it has also the dual number, which means two. For example, if you want to say two houses, you will say baytani by adding the ending ani in the end. That's what we talked about in the previous lesson. And also we learned that the dual of hada is hadani. It's for masculine, and hadihi hatani is for feminine. But when it comes to huwa and hiya, they've got only one pronoun that they share. It's huma. Huma, it means they two. Yeah. And also we learned one new rule. It was about how to say how many. For example, how many kam. Kam kitaban, how many books. And we said that the word that comes after this kam is mansubun, which means that it takes fatha in 95% of the cases. And of course, there are exceptions. We will get to that. And that's all what we learned in the previous lesson. And let's get started with a new lesson. And Alhamdulillah, in this lesson, we finally have reached the topic of numbers. Let's start with the dialogue. Al-Mudir, which means principal, says, كم طالبا جديدا في فصلك يا شيخ? How many new students, جديد, new students, طالب, in your class, oh sheikh? So he's asking for the number. And Al-Mudarris says, فيه عشرة طلاب جدد. So now let's take a look at the book of the explanations, or at the book of explanation. In this lesson, we learn the numbers 3 to 10 with a masculine noun following them. And pay attention that all of the words that are numbered, they will be masculine. Feminine nouns will come later in the next lesson, inshallah. So this lesson is about masculine nouns. The word for one is wahid, wahidun, and it follows the noun as an adjective. For example, one book, kitabun wahidun, kitabun wahidun. The word for two is ithnani, and this also follows the noun as an adjective. Kitabani ithnani. So wahidun, it means one, and ithnani means two. And there is an important note that usually the word ithnani is omitted because the dual form of this word kitabani, it's not just kitab, it's kitabani. It takes the dual form, and it's enough to suggest the meaning of two. So kitabani, you already know that it takes the form of the dual number, and therefore it's two books, and that's why ithnani is omitted usually. But if it stays, it's usually used for emphasis. For example, if you want to say just two books, you will say kitabani, and that's enough. But if you want to put an emphasis that it's two books, not 3, 4, 5, or 6, it's two books, you'll say kitabani ithnani, kitabani ithnani. So it's used for emphasis. That's how it is. But واحد is not omitted. It's used as it is. كتاب واحد. If you want to say you've got one book, you will say عندي كتاب واحد. But if you want to say I've got two books, you will say عندي كتابان, and that's enough. And numbers 3 to 10, these numbers are used as مضاف. What is مضاف? Of course, we have learned in the previous lessons, but if you have forgotten, then don't worry, I will remind you. I will give you an example. باب بيت, the door of a house. باب, it's مضاف that never takes alif lam and never takes tanween. مضاف never takes alif lam and never takes tanween. And مضاف إليه, it's something that comes after مضاف and takes kasra. So numbers are used as مضاف. ثلاثة, it never takes alif lam, it never takes tanween. And something that is numbered or something that is counted, it takes kasra because it's مضاف إليه. ثلاثة كتب, 3 books. أربعة بيوت, 4 houses. خمسة أقلام, 5 pens. عشرة رجال, 10 men. And the note that denotes the thing numbered is called معدود. So the number is called عدد, just like here, عدد. I've already recorded this lesson, but for some reason the program just crashed. So I'm recording this again. That's why it's all written already. So عدد, it means number. And something that is counted is called معدود. كتب معدود. So ثلاثة, it's عدد, كتب معدود. Don't forget to write down these terms like عدد and معدود. It will come in handy in the future, inshallah. So know that the معدود is plural. Yeah, that's another thing to pay attention to, because we are talking about plural stuff like ثلاثة, ثلاثة, أربعة, 4, خمسة, 5, عشرة, 10. And of course, معدود, something that is numbered, takes the plural form. And it is مجرور because it's مضاف إليه, just as I said earlier. مجرور, it means that it takes kasra in 95% of the cases. The exceptions will come later. So it's not ثلاثة كتبان أو ثلاثة كتب, but it's ثلاثة كتب. That's how it is. And this one we'll need it a bit later. Right now it's not important for us. Let's keep going with our dialogue. المدير, المدير says, من أين هم? Where are they from? أكلهم من بلد واحد? Are they all from one country? They all, or all of them. كل means all. All. كلهم, it means all of them. كلكم, it means all of you. كلنا means all of us. So the principal is asking, are all of them from one country? المدرس says, لا, هم من بلاد مختلفة. No, they are from different countries. منهم ثلاثة طلاب من الفلبين أو من الفلبين. There are 3 ثلاثة, it means 3. ثلاثة طلاب, there are 3 students from Philippines. Amongst them, منهم 4 students from Japan. أربعة, it means 4, or أربعة means 4. وطالبان من الصين. طالبان means 2 students, and 2 students from China. وطالب واحد من ماليزيا, and one student from Malaysia. And pay attention that we didn't say طالبان اثنان من الصين. Ithnani was omitted because طالبان already makes it clear that it's two students because it took the ending of the dual number آني. طالبان. وطالب واحد and one student من ماليزيا from Malaysia. المدير is asking. So, subhanAllah, the principal has so many questions. He's asking, أفي فصلك طلاب من أمريكا? Are there students in your class from America? And you see, that's what I wanted to talk about. We learned in the previous lessons that if a word is preceded with a preposition, then the word becomes majrurun and takes kasra. For example, في البيت. البيت is preceded by the preposition في and therefore it's majrur and it takes kasra. في البيت. في البيت. But here we have min أمريكا. Why is it so? Well, this preposition makes this word majrurun and it's supposed to take kasra, but it doesn't because, as I said earlier, there are exceptions. There are exceptions, and that's one of them. When a word has this alif in the end, this long alif in the end, then it stays intact. America. You can say min Ameriki, min America, min Suisra from Switzerland, min mustashfa from hospital. So it never, even though it's majrur, it doesn't take kasra in the end. That's how it is. And المدرس says نعم فيه 7 طلاب من أمريكا. He says yes, there are 9, oh not 9, 7, سبعة, 7 students from America. 7. المدير is asking, أهم جدد? Are they new? المدرس says لا هم قدامى. No, they are old. قديم, old. قدامى is the plural form of قديم, and I think we can find it here. No? Yeah, we can hide it here. Old, قديم, and قدامى, it's the plural form of قديم. المدير again is asking كم طالبا فيه من أوروبا? How many students in it from Europe? And again, you see this alif in the end, this long alif in the end prevents the word from taking kasra, even though it's preceded by a preposition. And al-mudarris is saying فيه 5 طلاب من إنجلترا. There are 5 students from England in it. 8 students from Germany. Almania, it means Germany. I think we've got it here covered. No, we don't have it here. But again, anyways, Almania, it means Germany. وستة. No, they have a مستشفى ألماني in Medina. Here in Medina, in the city of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But most of the doctors there are from Egypt. So even though it's called مستشفى ألماني, like a Dutch or hospital, the workers there or the doctors there are from Egypt. Yeah, وستة طلاب من فرنسا, and 6 students from France. وتسعة طلاب من اليونان or من اليونان. You see, من فرنسا, it doesn't take kasra, but here من اليونان, and 9 students from the Greece, or from Greece, or from the Greece, I don't know. And the mudir, the principal, says shukran ya sheikh. Thank you, sheikh. As usually, just read the dialogue at least 10 times and memorize all the new words, starting with the numbers. Let me translate it for you. Well, one book is واحد, or one is واحد. Two is اثنان. Three is ثلاثة. Four is أربعة. Five is خمسة. Six, but they don't have six in the book of explanation, neither in the vocabulary. So six is ستة. ستة طلاب. Yeah, I found here. And seven is سبعة, but let me find it for you. سبعة. Here it is. نعم فيه سبعة طلاب. سبعة seven. ثمانية eight. تسعة nine. And عشرة 10. So now we can count from 1 to 10 in the Arabic language. Congratulations. And inshallah, there will be more achievements. So that's it for this lesson. Inshallah, I will see you in the next lesson. And please, the program don't crash. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.